Goodness. Holly's barking. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Right as we were going live, I said, you got to have your mouse and you got to be on the right internet. And he already has both prepared. So we're good to go
We are good to go.
on this Saturday morning,
Saturday morning.
April the 13th. And that date is very stuck out in my head
Huh.
because it'd be my daddy's 73rd birthday.
Really?
Yep. 73. He passed away at 49. So it's
Oh
been
my
quite a few birthdays ago.
Mm-hmm.
But, you just sometimes things stick out to you.
Yeah.
And when I looked at what the date was earlier, I was like, it's my daddy's birthday.
73.
Yep.
Wow.
73. That was quite almost 25 years ago.
Man.
Almost 25 years ago.
No time flies.
It does. It does.
Wow.
It feels like yesterday. But on to happier things this morning. The sun is shining.
It is. It's beautiful. It was a beautiful day yesterday.
Well, it was a little chilly for me. And it's a little chilly this morning, but I think that's going to change.
It showed 36 when I got up this
Oh!
morning. 36 when I got up this morning.
Mary Carl told me yesterday, she said, 70s are the ideal temperature.
Yeah.
And I said, I beg to differ. 80s are the ideal temperature. So ain't it crazy how we, all have different desires if we could pick our ideal situations.
Yesterday would have been great if the wind wouldn't have been so bad.
I went out with a jacket on and I ended up taking my jacket off because what would happen was the wind would quit blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And the sun was out, so when the wind did quit blowing, It was quite comfortable. But anyway.
Anyways, I was fixing to say something and it just...
Oh, of course, I messed you up.
No, wasn't that.
I have...
I can't remember what it was now.
A sticker or a thorn or a something in my hand. Look at it. It's just about to drive me crazy.
Isn't that crazy? That one little bitty
something. I guarantee you if I got it out, you wouldn't be able to see it with a microscope. But yet it's, I don't know if y'all can see it or not.
Especially when you go to bed.
That whole area right there. Well, luckily I didn't notice it till this morning.
Oh.
So if I get it out before tonight, I'll be in good shape.
It's always the worst. You lay down and you're trying to go to sleep and all you can feel is that boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
Yeah. And another thing is you never know where it came from. You think back and you think, what did I do? How did I get this thing in my hand?
Mm-hmm.
And, who knows where it came from, but it's there and it needs to come out.
I mean, you can feel your heartbeat just.
And the more you pick at it, the worse it gets.
That's right.
So I feel like I just need to get, I call them a little pair of scissors.
Or tweezers.
No, a little pair of scissors. Mm-hmm. They're about that long. And just dig. That
somebody
sounds
said
terrible.
Use duct tape, and I saw somebody said use glue, but I missed it. Went by so fast I couldn't see the glue part.
Well, that's good. So just tell me to glue it. Just put some glue on it, Brooke.
Oh, me.
Oh, it's aggravating.
It's going so fast.
So I will spend this life picking, and y'all won't even know it.
Oh, goodness.
But I got my coffee and toast, so we're good to go.
Speaking of coffee,
I'm down to here.
The voting is still open. It's going to be the end of this month on which flavor sticks around. Catherine said, I saw somebody else say that, soaking in Epsom salt water to come out.
I'm fresh out of Epsom salt.
I got some on the list.
On the list? What good is that going to do?
That's right.
So the
Elmer's glue. Put it over it and then peel it off.
Y'all, it's down in there. There ain't no way Epsom salt's going to... Anyway, the coffee voting. You got to continue that.
The coffee voting is still out there. So if you want to voice your opinion on which coffee you like better, the butter caramel or the southern pecan.
You almost messed up.
I did. Go to our website, which is
www.cogghillfarm.com. You can find just about everything you need there.
Oh, me. And the last I checked.
Which one was winning? Don't even start.
It's close.
It's close.
It's extremely close.
So you know what that means?
There was over 1,000 votes.
We're going to have a powwow with Ryan and tell him he may just have to work extra hard and keep them both on the on the menu.
They have to. But it's really, really close. I mean, close.
Because they're both so good. I have a hard time deciding if either one was going to stay too. I like both of them, but that's me.
It's close.
That's me.
It is a big day here in Alabama.
Well, I just told you. You just told me, and I volunteered to drive you.
It is a day, which of course we got several colleges in the state, but usually you're narrowed down to two. You're either Auburn fan or you're Alabama fan, and there's usually no in between.
That's right.
And I think Auburn already had their practice game, but today is Alabama's practice game, which sounds, well, I hope it's just a practice game, but this is the new era of a new coach, and I think they're going to honor Coach Saban too, and they're expecting a pretty big crowd. I don't know how many I don't know if it's going to be as many when Saban's year came, but it's probably going to be a big crowd. Now, me and my cousin Starsky went to the Nick Saban's first A-Day game.
Really?
Yes. And I will never forget it, because usually at a practice game before Nick Saban came about in college football, a practice game, I mean, if you got 5,000 to 10,000 people show up, it was a big crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big crowd of people. And I will never forget. So me and Starsky are going, and we're thinking it's going to be a little bit more, maybe 25,000 people there. We get there, and it's literally like we're playing LSU or Auburn or Tennessee. It is packed. It is people everywhere. So we're still thinking nothing about it. Just, it's always a lot of people, but
right.
We go to get in the stadium, y'all, and there is a line. It is unreal. And I won't ever forget, me and Starsky are waiting in line, and they got those gates there, and we're waiting in line there, and there's people just as far as you can see behind us. Of course, they got several gates around the stadium. And the guy, the security at the gate, we just about to walk in, and somebody calls him on the radio and says, "Close gate 12."
Oh,
and that was him.
Gracious.
And they told him that on the radio, said, "You need to close your gate 12, you need to close it," because the stadium was getting packed.
Uh-huh.
And he looked at his walkie-talkie, and he looked at them people, and you could see those people looking at him. And he said, "Nope, I'm not doing it." And he left it open.
Oh,
he was not going to close that gate, because the A-Day games are free.
Right.
It don't cost you anything to go. Y'all, we went in there, and me and Starsky walked around that stadium and walked. And we got to we were the second row from the top. And there was every bit of 110,000 people in that stadium. And I bet you there was 50 to 70,000 people outside that stadium. It was unreal.
Oh, goodness.
Unreal. I'll never forget it. It was crazy how many people showed up.
So what did they do with all those people that were behind y'all? Did they let them in?
They eventually, they had to lock them out at some point.
Yeah,
at some point, they had to finally shut the gates because they couldn't let anybody else in.
Well, the good thing is, if you were to decide you wanted to go today, you have the advantage.
What's that?
Because I will drop you off in front of the stadium, and I will find a parking spot, and I will sit in the car until you tell me it's over.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
So you won't have anything to worry about. You'll have, there's no doubt that you'll get in, because I'll drop you off. What time is it anyway?
Gosh, I forgot.
Well, we just need to leave in plenty of time to get there.
I'm not going though. I'm not
going.
going. Yeah, I just can't do it anymore. I used to love, but not anymore. Not anymore. But they're expecting a big crowd. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be like that, because that food, nobody was prepared. They had no idea that was going to happen.
Well, it may happen again today.
May happen again today. But it was crazy how many people showed up. And, you know, the thing about the A-Day is that, you know, it's free. And,
Right.
and going to a game is expensive.
Yeah,
it really is. So that was an opportunity for a lot of people that normally don't go to a game, you know, because that was almost 20 years ago. You know, it was, if we went to a game, we had to save up, and you know what I mean?
Right.
So the A-Day games are always awesome for you to go to because it's a free event. And
I reckon what I did that day.
I don't know what you did.
There ain't no way I can figure it out. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It was, I won't ever forget. That was crazy. Oh, you should have seen the look on that security guard's face when they told him to shut that gate. Matter of fact, I think he said a cuss word.
He probably did.
I think he said a little curse word. I think he was like, no. I ain't shutting this gate. Ain't no way I'm shutting this gate.
Well, nobody wants to be the bearer of bad news, and that would be pretty bad news.
Oh, man.
Especially if you've been standing in line for that long.
Yeah.
Or he could have just been a horse's behind and said, you should have left earlier, and shut the gate.
Oh, my gracious. Oh, it's so funny. So funny. Well, I do want to remind everybody, April 20th.
Yes.
It's coming quick.
That's next Saturday.
It is coming quick.
It's next Saturday.
That will be our annual meet and greet at Pedals from the Past.
That's right.
During our Antiques in the Garden event.
Yes.
And I wanted to say, like, places to eat for people that are coming around.
Well, I saw you had something on there that would not apply on Saturday.
Main Street?
Yeah.
I thought they were open on Saturday.
No. They're
not.
No.
Well,
you and Mary Carl just
I want to scratch that off then.
They're open on Sunday and they're open on Friday. But people may
be here on Friday.
That's right.
If you're on here Friday.
I thought that's maybe what you were referring to.
You can go to Main Street Cafe.
That's right.
These are just places we like to go to.
Yeah.
And it's Main Street Cafe, which is downtown Clanton. This is not in Jemison where the event is, but it's literally 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So the Main Street Cafe is where we like to go.
That's the meet and three.
Yes, the meet and three. The Flying Peach Barbecue.
Yes.
They will be open on Saturday.
They'll be open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay. And I call it the Mexican truck.
Yeah.
But you know the name of it?
Nope.
I shouldn't even broke that on there.
The food truck. There's no way you can tell people where it is nor what it's called. So just
it's on the main strip.
We have a lot of Mexican cuisine here in the county. This one just happens to be a food truck. And we don't know what it's called. We just know where to go.
We just wanted to give people recommendations that
are
not from around here. But so that was it. And also, if you're fans of May made it.
May had it.
May made it. Or if you like scrapbooking and that kind of thing, she's having like an open house with vendors and that kind of thing.
So she's not going to be at the...
she's not going to be at the
Pedals
meet and greet.
Oh.
She's having a thing, and it's on Friday and Saturday as well. 10 to 4 on Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. So after you see us and explore Pedals and want to go see May made it, Clack's going to be there. And I don't know what else is going to be there.
May had it.
May had it. And it's also in Clanton as well.
I guess when May decides that she doesn't want to have a YouTube channel anymore or have a store anymore, she could rename her channel May had it. Because she's no longer making it, but she had it.
Oh, me. So I just wanted to point that out. And of course, we got things like the Peach Park and Durbin's, and those two places are kind of fun. You will see the giant peach water tower.
Yeah. But that's not the exit.
It's not, but I would think they would see it. You don't think? I don't have GPS to get them from Jemison to Clanton.
Yeah, they would pass it because the lay down exit is in between.
I got you. So I just wanted to I wanted people to have an enjoyable stay
Yes.
and then have a fun time while they're down here.
And so, for those of you that can't make it, I was giving it some thought of making it my Sunday video
Sure.
of next week. I don't know how much I'll be able to record, but maybe I can get a little bit recorded and make you guys that are unable to come feel like you're there.
I think that'd be a good idea.
I hope I can pull it together, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll try.
We'll try. Absolutely figure it out.
And a lot of questions were about, are pets allowed? And they are, as long as they're on leashes. And there are some areas that are off limits for pets.
And there's signs there.
Yeah, there's signs there. So as long as your pet is on a leash and well behaved, please, and you bring a way to pick up after them, then certainly pets are welcome. And Dee Dee said she'll be on the couch, so she's not coming. Although she would love to. She would love to. I think that'd be too long of a day.
Yeah, it would be a long day for her. It really would. I just all I had written down there.
Well, you better find something else.
I do. We are going to have, it looks like going to be beautiful weather. I didn't check it this morning.
I did, and I'm telling you.
It's done changed already?
Well, no.
Oh, okay. Still no rain, right?
No, it's no rain, but
it's like 60 to 70 degrees.
Yeah, and that doesn't make me very happy.
Well, the last 2 years it's been sweltering hot.
Well, I remember one year when I had to have a jacket and I could not get warm, and I'm gonna tell y'all that's miserable.
It's we've had, I don't remember it being cool.
Oh, I do. I had to get Jacqueline's jacket.
Okay.
All right, 66 for the high, 20% chance of rain, and 48 for the low. So I guess that's desirable to y'all. I'll bring a lot of jackets.
Yeah.
And I'll have some firewood and all that stuff.
I see people asking about
you. Didn't like my firewood.
Oh. You don't bother fire. I saw people asking about you and your new meds, but you haven't started that yet. Just got approved.
Y'all, I tell you, if you are one of those that has battled with autoimmune, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's never wonderful days, but there are days that are better than the day before. And to pinpoint what you did the day before that made it a good day, it's just impossible.
Yeah.
I've tried everything under my power by eliminating food, staying on a certain diet, and there is no answer. So you just have to take one day at a time and take what's dealt.
Right.
Catherine asked me yesterday, she said, "How are you feeling today?" And I said, "Terrible." And she said, "I felt like you may be having a bad day because of the cold front that came through." That didn't occur to me. You know?
It could have been.
But I always thought that it was a little bizarre because I wasn't dealing with it myself.
Right.
That people would say, "I feel this front coming through." You know, I never had any dealings with anything like that.
Right.
But I'm going to tell y'all, yesterday was not a good day.
Yeah, it wasn't a good day.
And we had some weather come in. So whether that had anything to do whether that had anything to do with it or not, I don't know. But yesterday was a bad day.
Yep.
Today's not a good day, although I got a smile on my face and I'm trying to, do the best I can.
Right.
My medicine, I was informed yesterday, will be shipped out by UPS on Tuesday from Birmingham. So that means that probably Wednesday at about 3:30, you can find me up at the edge of the road with my thumbs up like this, waiting on the UPS truck to deliver my medication. I'm so excited to give something a try, and hopefully it will help. I don't expect immediate relief, but I'm just taking one day at a time.
Fingers crossed.
Heck, I've dealt with it this long. I just, not that this has been a long time, but
right.
Just with no help is what I mean.
Yep.
So hopefully this will be the trick.
Hopefully so.
And if not, they have assured me that there's lots of different things we can try.
This is step one.
Step one.
And it's not a steroid.
It's not a steroid.
I saw a lot of people saying it's the barometric pressure.
Yeah.
It can cause migraine. I can always tell you if my left knee.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Just you saying, I can tell the front's coming through, or something like that. I
Mhm.
just have never had to deal with that. And I've told y'all before this ever came about that you would have a aching knee or a aching ankle or
Yeah.
something like
Yep.
that. And I kind of bragged on myself.
Right.
I never have any aches. I never have any pains. I'm good every day of my life. You know, occasional headache or something like that.
Yep.
No aches, no pains. My body feels like it's 19.
Right.
My body feels like it's 119.
Yeah.
And I have aches and pains. And it happened like that.
Crazy.
So
crazy. Also, I see people saying, diet. We've tried a lot of diets.
Yeah.
And nothing seems to change.
Yeah.
We tried a lot. We did keto and low starch and no sugar and meat, and we've
eliminating dairy, eliminating sugar, eliminating this, that, and there is no pinpoint.
There is no pinpoint.
Not so far. Hopefully in the future, as time goes on, there will be things that stick out and things that I'll realize, hey, I can do this, I can do that. But as of right now, I don't know. It's a mystery.
And there was no diagnosis. They did more testing on you. They didn't, because they couldn't pinpoint anything.
Well, they know it's autoimmune. That's the pinpoint.
Absolutely.
And they know that I have inflammation. So I will be given something to control the inflammation for autoimmune diseases.
Right.
And just a process of elimination. When you don't have a specific test that shows a positive, they continue to do those tests.
Right.
And at some point, there may be a positive that shows up. But until then, they just keep on. They keep on trying to eliminate different things. And I can tell y'all, everything in the kitchen sink's been thrown at me to try to figure out what's going on.
Right.
But so far, I just have elevated CRP, which shows inflammation. My not potassium, my platelets are high, which is probably from inflammation. And we're just trying to figure it out. I do have some history of autoimmune on both sides of my family.
Yeah.
A great uncle on my mama's side had rheumatoid arthritis, and a first cousin on my daddy's side has Crohn's disease. And not to say that I have either of those, but autoimmune can be genetic. So, that was an eye opener for the doctor when I told him. And then Mary Carl. I mean, while she doesn't have anything now, when she was a child, she had, it was autoimmune neutropenia. And we think it was caused from a bad virus.
We do think it's caused a bad virus.
She was really, really sick. And then all of a sudden, her body got out of whack. And it stayed out of whack for 5 years?
Yeah.
We were at the cutoff. She was 9 when she was released from the hematologist. And we were to the point where they said, we're going to have to send you to an immunologist if something doesn't change, because this should be in remission by age 10. And lo and behold, at age 9, I'll never forget leaving that hospital that day. And he said, her numbers are good for the second time in a row.
Yep.
And I'm releasing her.
Yep.
I'm talking about when it's your child, it's just different. It's just different. I can deal with myself in a different way that I can deal with my child. And her having to wear masks before COVID ever came about.
Oh yeah. We were wearing. Yeah, she was wearing a mask for.
She would go to anywhere we went. Yeah. She would wear a mask, and she never questioned why.
Yeah, she didn't.
She knew that her immune system was not strong, but she never felt funny about somebody looking at her. Or she didn't care. She did what she needed to do, and it made her a stronger person because of it, I believe.
I agree.
I don't know if it made me stronger, but that was some tough times.
That was so tough.
Some tough times.
Oh, goodness.
Anytime she had a fever over 100.4, we had to hightail it to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Because there was a chance that she could have an infection that could turn septic. And there were lots of times that happened at 2:00 in the morning. You wake up. She slept with us because we had to know if she was running a fever or not. Wake up and you feel a little warmth and you check her temperature, and lo and behold, it's time to go.
Yep.
So
that was
and we weren't as close as we are to Birmingham now.
No.
It would take us an hour and 20 minutes to get there.
Yep. A good thing though is that Children's, you had a special number you could call.
Yeah.
And then when you called it, because of Mary Carl's condition, you know, if she got in a bacteria infection is what they were worried about because her body couldn't fight it off. So when you call that number, they say, okay, we're ready. So when you got there, they immediately took her in and started putting antibiotics.
Y'all, I can't tell you how many times that I went in through that ER and there were just kids sitting in mama's laps everywhere. And we bypassed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt so bad because these kids were sick too. But it was just a matter of if she were to have something that her body couldn't fight off, we'd be in trouble. Her, it was called her ANC, and that's what they checked. And that was the absolute neutrophil count. So it was a number of different things that were taken into account and came up with a mathematical equation to equal that ANC. I used to know how to figure it. But there were numerous occasions where that number was 0.
Yep.
And that meant she had absolutely no ability to fight off infection whatsoever. I can remember her being in the hospital on a couple of occasions, and every doctor that came in there would be suited up in a hazmat suit, literally. I mean, they would have masks, they would have the whole coverings on, shoe coverings, everything, because they couldn't afford to bring anything to her that she couldn't fight off.
Right.
And it was some scary times.
That was scary.
I think it made us both stronger, and just thankful those days are behind us.
Amen to that. Nugget and Honey. Nugget's doing well. We check on him daily.
So that's what we should call the honeycomb. Nugget and Honey. Sorry.
Oh, Nugget is doing perfectly fine.
He scared me yesterday.
He moved?
No, he didn't move. So I don't go on the side of the fence where he actually is because, well, I just don't. I don't want him to feel like he's got to get up.
Right.
He ain't getting up.
Yeah.
He ain't getting up.
Yeah.
So I'm on the side of the fence that's, opposite from him.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh my gracious. He's not okay. He lays flat. And until he moves his head, you don't know.
Or he blinks.
Well, I couldn't see it. His behind was facing me. So, oh my gracious, my heart skipped a beat. And I was like, Nugget, you got a long time to go, buddy. You got a long time to go.
Somebody said it sounds like a cereal, Nugget and Honey.
Nugget and Honey.
That does sound like a cereal. And Honey's doing well too.
Honey's doing well.
Yep.
She's kind of looks at me. She's like, I'm glad I'm not the one that's having to sit on those eggs. My time is up.
Oh, you're talking about Goldie?
Yeah.
I was talking about Honey, the donkey.
You see Nugget and Honey. I'm thinking, oh my gracious. I'm thinking Goldie, but I'm talking, never mind.
Nugget and Honey.
You can't say those two together because just forget it.
What was May the 25th is what we're
May the 25th is when the babies should come out. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, I just can't fast forward fast enough to think what it's going to be like with some of those little golden nuggets running around.
Gosh.
I just can't imagine.
No, what it's going to be like.
Because do you remember one nugget as a baby?
Yeah.
Running all over the place. Yeah. Okay, so let's just say 5 of them hatch. Let's just say 5 of them
Let's say 5 of them hatch.
Y'all know what's going to happen.
Yep.
I've already promised a couple of these golden nuggets to some good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine. But she knows how it is because she has some baby goats.
Yeah.
And she was planning on finding homes for those goats, but she told me she may not be able to. And I think that's where we're going to be. We're going to become an emu farm. Because I'm going to have a hard time parting with them. I'll hook you up, Catherine.
Yeah, we got several. We got several farm friends lined up.
Yes. Misty Dawn, Eli.
Eli is been.
He's chomping at the bit for a.
Bless his heart.
For an emu. And look, there they are.
They are.
Amy said, me.
What about Oh, we got several people.
All 17 probably need to hatch.
Oh goodness.
But
oh goodness.
I'm gonna tell y'all, it's gonna be fun. I will feel blessed if one hatch. Because I didn't expect the eggs to even be laid this year.
Yeah, I either.
I thought that her mentality would have been, I lost my mate and I don't like you. I'm just here because I needed a place to go.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I thought would have happened. Yeah. Who knows?
It's going to be, who knows?
It's going to be interesting.
Don't count your emus for that.
That's right. Don't do it. And I haven't. Because I just said, if one hatches, I will feel blessed.
That's a good question. Somebody said if they don't hatch, will he get up? I wonder if he's got an internal clock.
I'm sure he does.
I guess at some point, if they're not fertile, and we'd have to read how many days we can go over, because we know April the 25th for sure.
Not April the 25th,
May.
Dear.
May the 25th for sure. So I guess we can read if it's 7 days or whatever after that. We may have to intervene.
Well, the Victorian crown pigeon, she knew her egg was gone, and she got up.
Yeah, but it was gone. I'm talking about if they're still up under him and they're not. I don't know.
I don't know either. I just don't think he did the deed, or he would not be sitting.
Yeah.
So if he did the deed, unless something's wrong with him internally,
I guess so.
They're gonna hatch.
You may be right.
And they breed at night, so we never actually witnessed that happening because it happens at night. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Why you think crazy. All they do is lay down on the ground? Huh.
That is crazy. We'll see, though.
We will see.
I anticipate a 50% hatch rate, 40 to 50. That's just, you know what? There's no scientific evidence behind what I'm saying. I'm just throwing that out there because I have no idea what I'm talking about. It sounds good.
It sounds good.
50%.
50%. Yeah. So, if we have 8, well, there's 17. So let's go less than 50%. Let's go 8 hatch. How many were there when Nugget was born? Do you remember? I want to say there were 8.
I can't remember. I just remember the 3. I don't know how many it was.
Y'all know that story. I found them. Mary Carl had wanted emus forever, and I found them in Auburn. Mm-hmm. And Auburn is it's a place in Alabama. And so Jason was working at the time, and we put in GPS and the address to find out we weren't going to Auburn, Alabama. We were going to Auburn, Georgia.
Right.
And that's where Nugget was. I would love to reconnect with them. I just thought about that. Such a nice lady.
It is.
She was such a nice lady, and so willing to help us on our journey with Nugget for the first time, because a lot of things have to be done in order to keep an emu healthy.
Oh yeah.
Contrary to many beliefs, you can't just feed chick starter and expect them to grow with straight legs.
Especially the wrong chick starter.
Oh my gracious. Yeah. There has to be, and we're going to have to research this
ahead of time. Yeah, because we forgot.
There has to be a ratio of fiber to protein to allow their bones to strengthen and not have those crooked legs that can. Well, Goldie has them.
Yeah, she's got one, but hers is so slight I can't even notice it.
Well, actually, both of hers are kind of turned in, but that was under a vet's care.
Yeah,
you remember they took Goldie to the vet to figure out what they needed to do, and you just do what you can do, but they do have to have a special ratio of feed.
Right.
And some people have to go to great lengths to get that.
I wonder if they can eat the chicks can eat the rat type feed though.
Yes.
Yes. So we should be good there.
We will.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about.
So we have to let our friends know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the people around here they keep the rat tight feed in stock for us, so they may have to put a couple extra bags.
Well, they may need
store.
17 other bags.
Oh man!
But we didn't have anybody that sold Kalmbach in our area.
No.
When Nugget was a baby. I didn't even know Chewy existed at the time, and it may not have. We could have ordered it, I guess, but
yeah,
lots of research got us to where, and I don't remember the food that we used, but it was something Purina, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember either.
It was not our normal feed.
Yeah,
we had to get something different.
Yeah. And I saw somebody ask us, we switched from Kalmbach to Tucker. Did we do
Vice
that?
versa.
Something like that. And we did because Kalmbach, well, first of all, we didn't have Kalmbach where we were, but Kalmbach has all the feeds we need.
Specialty feeds.
Like the mini pig feed and the rat tight feed or emu feed. Those two feeds we'd have to go to one store to go get the mini pig feed, or we'd have to order the other store or the rat tight feed online because nobody had it. So now we got our local feed store does keep it all in stock for us now.
Yes, and that would be Jesse and Honey too. Yep. They have a specialty. Well, it's a horse food, but it is the perfect ration for donkeys. Yep. And in a small amount.
And the good thing about them is you can actually email them and ask them, and they'll help you.
You're talking about Kalmbach?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They'll give you recommendations on what you got. So.
Yes.
Nugget is not eating. They won't eat for 60 days.
No, I've actually Googled several times. If I take my emu food, will he eat it? No, he will not eat. He may get up to drink, which we have water provided for him. And we don't know if he's doing that because we're not out there 24/7.
Yep. And we've thought about it. And you said that, and maybe Mary Carl too, but if we did get him to eat, he's going to have to do number 2.
I told you that.
So that would be the thing. And they don't want to do that
on their eggs.
So,
well, they're built to where they lose 30% of their weight while sitting.
Crazy. It is crazy.
You can't take nature away.
It's embedded in them. It is absolutely embedded in them.
I don't care if I went over there and put food in my hand and put it in front of him. He's going to do what he's going to do, and nature's going to take dominance.
Honey's doing well. I see people asking about Honey. She's doing well. I've seen several people ask about Cushing, and we've been told that Cushing and equine starts when they're older. That it's extremely, extremely rare to non-existent on young, especially under 5 years old. Usually it happens around 10. Mainly I saw even when they get to 19 is when Cushing comes about. So it's not Cushing. It is allergies and fungus is what we've been told. And we got to go pick up a steroid too for Dr. D's got her a steroid that we're going to give her as well. So
she'll get started on that today, in addition to the fungicide ointment that's been put on her legs.
Yeah, very common. Even Dr. D, I talked to him last night, and he's like, this is extremely common. He said we may have to put fly boots on her if we want to, but we got to get it healed first.
Well, I don't think that that flies are the ailment. However, it is an open wound.
Yeah, and they're attracted to it.
And they are attracted to it. So we'll watch that and see, what needs to be done. Of course, we'll go to great lengths and.
Oh yeah. We'll get her taken care of. And I've talked to Lester about it because they're dealing with it too.
Well, I saw people say that Lester's donkey was in pain.
So Honey's not in pain.
Honey's not in pain.
But. And oh gosh, I forgot where I was going with that thought. But it's common. It's really common. Anyway, but you can have 10 donkeys on your property, and only 1 out of the 10 get it. So it's just weird.
That's really, just really like autoimmune diseases.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets one, but you got that one in the crowd that's gonna have it.
So some are more prone to it than others, and we're not worried about it spreading either. So and especially I saw some people that were worried that Mildred was going to get it and the goats didn't know. It's that won't happen. It'll just be contained.
Somebody said, did Honey have her hooves trimmed? No, Honey is only 6 months old, and her little hooves do not need trimming.
And we talked to the farrier.
Yeah.
Which is Derek at the Flying Peach. He is our farrier, and I told him, I said, you know what? I look at Jesse's a lot, and hers look perfectly fine. I said, when we had horses,
they grew like crazy.
Every
6 weeks,
4 to 6 weeks, you had to have their
before I needed my haircut, they needed their hooves trimmed.
And he said donkeys are totally different. That a donkey's hoof's way softer than a horse's hoof, so therefore they don't need to be trimmed nearly as often as a horse.
But I'm sure that's just like everything else. You got that one in the group
you're right.
That's going to grow a little faster. So,
oh me. But Honey will be fixed up. We got to get her steroid and keep going like we're going. It should be perfectly fine. Once we get it healed, though, we're probably going to look at those fly boots.
Well, it won't hurt.
But that's what Dr. D suggested too, as well. So we'll get her fixed up.
Yeah, she just does need to get healed up first and go from there.
I tell you, Dr. D is so nice.
He is so nice.
I mean, he is nice. I like him a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. We just had a good conversation texting each other last night. I just enjoyed it.
Well, speaking of ointment and things, getting healed up.
Yeah.
Did you guys happen to see the video of when I am training Fifi and Capri to get on the stand?
Oh, my gracious.
And I wish I had it with me. I used a ointment, a salve without the L, to try to soften her udder. And I must tell y'all, when I ordered it, you know how you're waiting on the mail to come when you order something? I wasn't eagerly awaiting it because I didn't think it was going to work.
You didn't think it was going to work?
I didn't think it was going to work.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, Jason got the mail that day and he was like, what is this? It's from Molly's Herbals. And I said, oh, well, that's the ointment. And I sat it on the milkroom counter and I really didn't think it was going to work. But I tried it. And y'all, the first day I had a hard time. I had a hard time putting it on her, obviously, because she did not want me touching her udder. She's not comfortable. But y'all now, oh my gracious, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. That udder, it doesn't feel exactly like the other one, but it is soft enough to where I can go all the way around it. And she doesn't mind me touching it.
Isn't it crazy?
I'm just amazed.
You came to me about, it was quick too.
A couple of days.
Yeah. And like, Jason, you're not going to believe this. I can touch her udder. And she doesn't mind me touching it. It is absolutely, and I was skeptical too. I got to tell you a funny story though about this cream. So I knew Brooke had it and got it, but y'all, my mind is it's like a merry-go-round. I mean, it's or like a NASCAR track. It's just boom, boom, And so I knew we got the cream, and that was it. Over. I never thought anything else about it. So when we do the morning chores, me and her just kind of split. Mary Carl's got her section, that first pasture, and then we got Gus and Loretta, and then we got the boys, and so we all have our own little thing we're doing here. So you go do the chickens and check on them and gather eggs and all that, and then you go to the barn and do the goats.
Yeah.
And Peaches.
Right.
And so I get through doing what I'm doing. And then sometimes you're done and gone and maybe headed back to the house with some eggs to make breakfast or whatever.
Right.
And I got to go do my things. I go in there and listen, I done totally forgot about this cream. I go in the milk room and y'all, it smells like just peppermint. I mean, it smells so good. And y'all, I bet I sat in that milk room for 15 minutes racking my brain. Where in the heck is this peppermint smell coming from? I mean, I had no idea. Never crossed my mind it was the cream. Still didn't cross my mind it was the cream until I left out of there. And it baffled me for a long time. Then when I came in, you're like, or maybe in the next day when you told me it's working. And I was like, dummy. It was the cream that smells so good.
Funny you call it cream.
It smells amazing.
It does. It's all natural. And I believe the base of it is almond oil.
Okay.
So that, allows it to be able to be spread easily.
Yep.
And y'all, I'm telling you the truth. It is a miracle in a bottle. I never thought that I would be able to touch Fifi's udder. And it may be that she doesn't want it to be milked, or she doesn't want her baby to nurse off of that side, but it's still going to be more comfortable for her than it was without it.
Yeah.
It's definitely softened it up. And we know that there was no mastitis there. Somebody even commented that they thought that it was CAE. And
we tested
for everything.
Yeah.
Dr. D went through all kind of, what ifs.
Yeah.
And sent off blood work to determine that it's simply a hard udder. And it's something that happens, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I'm relieved to have found that product. And
I tell you, if I ever have a sore spot on if I ever have a sore or my knees is acting up, and you come in here into the kitchen or the den or whatever and say, I smell peppermint, you're gonna know what it is.
Well, your knee's supposed to be hard, so it's not gonna it's not gonna soften it up.
I done put it on my knee or my ankle.
Well,
my ankle. You know what? I want to tell everybody, I think I found a solution to my ankle.
Oh my gracious.
So y'all know how terrible I'm just terrible at finding shoes and boots and stuff. And lately it's been my left ankle. And I thought it was rubbing. It just gets sore depending on what I wear, blah, 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 blah. So we have this
vet wrap.
And they're not all made the same. I learned that this morning.
Oh, so that's not good.
I looked at that other brand and I like it way better than this one.
This one's 3M.
I know it. I was shocked that it's not
harder, probably, isn't it?
It don't stick worth the toot and it rolls. I don't know. I don't like it near as much. But anyways, I wrapped my ankle 2 days ago with the vet wrap. Wrapped it on there. Put my socks on. I'm gonna try it and see what happens. 0 ankle pain.
Can y'all believe this? He's wrapping his ankle with vet wrap. So yesterday morning, I had to pick up some pigeon feed at our feed store. And Jason had said, if you happen to have a chance and you feel like it, would you please get me some vet wrap? And so in our feed store, I said, wait a minute. I might can get it here and not have to go to another store.
Yep.
So I went back to the back, and lo and behold, they had it. So I bought 4 rolls of it.
You did buy 4 rolls
I bought 4 rolls of it.
Yep.
So I get in the car and told Mary Carl that, her daddy needed this vet wrap for his ankle. So she takes the wrap off and smells it. And I thought to myself, well, since you're not going to use that anymore, I can tell you now. But did you happen to smell it?
Smell like dust.
Oh, it smelled worse than dust.
It's been sitting there a while. It's been sitting there a minute.
I don't know if it smelled like dust, Jason. It smelled atrocious. And I wouldn't have told you that if you were going to continue to use that kind. But since you're not,
I'll
tell you how bad it smells.
As a matter of fact, the first one I put on, I took it off and wrapped it again with a new one.
Because it didn't stick?
It just didn't stick right. But anyways, the vet wrap's working. So much so that I'm thinking about keeping them boots.
Y'all, he sent me a text because we were doing different things. And he said, that vet wrap works so well, I think I can keep my new boots.
I think I can keep my new boots.
Who in the world wears vet wrap on their ankle?
That's a lot of people say they like the vet wrap.
Well, I Googled to see if there was a human equivalent to the vet wrap. And there is, but you think it's too thick.
Yeah, I don't want one that's so thick that I can't get my boot. I'm thinking of the old school wrap that you wrap and got that little silver thing that
this is not like that.
That thing don't ever stick. After about 20 minutes, it's going to pop off.
But this might be a little too hard.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. Matter of fact, I Googled it at Walmart and they have it in stock. So we'll try that one before we buy any more. I was reading that. I was trying to anyway.
Oh,
Something about an elastic bandage.
somebody was explaining what it was, I think.
Oh, the vet wrap.
Yeah, if you don't know what it is, it's like
It's like tape that sticks to itself, gauze that sticks to itself.
it's like tape.
Why don't you take your shoe off and show everybody?
Oh gosh, I got 2 pairs of socks on.
2 pairs of socks and vet wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You need an operation.
Vet, V-E-T. It's what they use like if you had an animal because it sticks to itself, but it don't stick to skin or hair or anything like that. So it's like a bandage that sticks to itself that's elastic. And
well, it just keeps your boot from rubbing on your ankle.
it's not that. I think it's my ankle itself. I'm not being able to flex it as much. So I just think I got a bad ankle. That's just what I think.
Well,
Just got a bad ankle.
you
And
can
it's
go
on my left side. Everything happens to me is on my left side.
I don't know,
left side.
Jason. I don't know. I'm thankful that you didn't bring that roll of vet wrap up here though, because when Mary Carl told me to smell it, I was like,
Oh goodness.
this is terrible. I wish I hadn't smelled it.
Oh
But
goodness.
we'll get you some more. We'll get you the kind that you like, and once we find it, we may even order a case of it.
Yeah.
But my thoughts were if we could get something human wrap, it may be reusable.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're in your mind, you think, oh, this is reusable because you just unroll it. But when you start unrolling it, it just kind of starts.
It gets out of shape.
And then next thing you know, it's just a big ball. And
If
then
it
you
ever
have to-
touches.
You have to figure it out.
Well, it's like it's flat to begin with, but then when you undo it, it starts to curl.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting close to a goat baby being born, and I'm excited.
You're excited.
I'm so excited. And
You are excited. You've been talking about it.
I gotta. Well, baby goats are just wonderful in itself.
Yep.
Somebody said you need to see a doctor. Well,
You're talking about my ankle.
I know. I was going to show y'all Laura, my good buddy at Simply Making It.
Now this is Fifi. Is this Fifi's?
No, this is Capri's mother.
This is Capri's mom.
Capri's mama is one of Laura's goats, and Fifi's mama too, but they're not the same. They don't have the same mama. Okay, so this is Celeste, and this is one of her milkers that she's used for 8 years.
Yeah.
She's 8 years old.
She's retiring.
Y'all look at this. She's due any day now, but look at that beautiful udder.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying beautiful udder, but
I'm glad I ain't say it. I may have me arrested.
they might. But she is she's due any day. And when Laura sent me that picture, oh my gracious, I know we got good milk lines. I mean, there's no doubt. I've never milked our 2 girls personally, but them coming from Laura at Simply Making It,
Yep.
I know they got good genes. And so does Joe. So y'all know what that means. The offspring is even going to be better, meaning Paris. So next year we'll breed Paris and see what happens there.
I have to see what happens there.
Yeah, because Joe's got obviously excellent milking lines.
Yeah.
That's what caused his udder to develop.
Right.
And being a dairy goat breed is something that's desired. So we shall see what happens when Paris is bred, because that'll be, on down the line.
Saw somebody said that their cousin had ankle issues and they went to the doctor and they just got her ankle brace.
Huh.
I thought about ace bandages is what I'm thinking about, the old school ace bandages.
Yeah, they're too thick, aren't they?
They're just too thick. They're just too thick. One of the babies do, the goat babies.
Well, Fifi is due first, and she'll be April the 30th. Now, that was exactly 5 months from when she got put in with Joe. So, it could be a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't go the full, 5 months. But we're getting close.
We're getting close.
She's not in any discomfort.
Yep.
And honestly, Capri's probably 3 weeks behind her, if not a month. Capri is just as big as Fifi. So I'm not taking any guesses on how many babies, but they're both looking very full.
They are
Very
looking
full.
very full. I saw somebody ask, how come we're not training Joe to go up on the thing? We don't plan
How come
on
you aren't training Joe?
We don't milking Joe.
No.
Matter of fact, he's dried up pretty much now.
The only reason we would milk Joe is to make him more comfortable.
Right.
Not for our benefit.
Yeah.
That's not something that's desired, but we would do it if we had to.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to, you certainly don't want to.
I just can't.
I mean, we don't have to. It went down, and it's hormone related.
Yeah.
So,
since they're further away apart, they were kind of closer.
Right.
Since they're further away apart.
Away apart.
Yeah, that's what a wordsmith says. So you gotta get it right, bro.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe the pheromones have got a lot of ways longer ways
got a
to
lot
travel,
ways
to travel
we continue
to get
on.
to Joe.
Oh goodness.
So
it may be next year before.
Yeah.
And Joe will be closer and closer counters next year.
Right.
When it comes breeding season again on the other side of the pasture. And we may end up having to milk it down, but I don't anticipate wanting to do that. Do you want to do that?
No, somebody said that peppermint salve ain't gonna get rid of that Joe
No,
stink.
it ain't. It is not. It's definitely not.
Woo! It will not. Luckily, he's not in rut right now, so
no, he's not. Oh,
he does not stink.
Oh, I don't know if this will show up on camera, but it was a cute little picture that I took the other day of y'all. Moody is so sweet to those boys. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but look at Mo standing up on Moody's back so he can get higher up on the scratching pole, and Moody could care less.
Oh,
and Mo's he's climbing that ladder so he can. Did you see it?
I see that. I
wanted to video it because Moody was moving as he was scratching, and Mo's going back and forth with him, so he can get higher up on that scratching pole.
A total mess.
Yeah.
Total mess.
Oh goodness.
But I tell you what. Oh, I don't think Moody will be helping him out if him and Joe are in rut at the same time. I think they drive Big Moo Man crazy.
Well, that's another thing about Paris is she will not be bred by Joe because that's her daddy.
Right.
And that's the reason we have Mo.
That's right.
So we can keep some of the offspring.
Yep.
I don't know if we'll keep any of Fifi or Capri's babies or not, but we have the option to do so if we desire.
Yep.
Because we'll have a buck to breed them with if we chose to. Of course, there's nothing cuter than baby goats, and you kind of get attached to them and want to keep them all.
Yeah, you do.
You do, and we'll have the old pasture. So if we need more area, right?
That's right.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Not that we'll need to separate them, but
yeah, we'll have plenty of pastures now.
Oh, did y'all hear that? We can keep as many baby goats as we need.
I don't mind them. I really don't. I don't mind the baby goats. And if we needed to, I was looking yesterday when I was working out there. What I would like to do is continue fencing off that wooded area behind where the cattle pasture is going to be, and do it in parcels and sections, so we could rotate the goats through there if we wanted to.
Well, and leave the gate open so they could come back to the barn.
Yeah.
Good idea. Well, I got to get to feeling like doing fencing first, and that's what's been the hold up is, one person can't do all that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes somebody driving the tractor, somebody doing the physical labor. So as soon as I get to feeling better, which I'm anticipating that's going to happen, although it's still going to take some time, nothing's going to be immediate.
It might be.
I'm trying to be reasonable here.
Okay.
But as soon as I'm back better, we're going to get that pasture finished and get them moved.
Yes.
And maybe start on some new ones.
That's right.
Who knows?
Yeah, I would like to do that. Matter of fact, I would like it for it to go since we didn't do it because of the pond, but go towards the other wood line, and they could keep that
clean,
the clear area clean, which is a whole nother pasture.
Yeah, because we don't like to spray anything.
Yeah.
And as you guys know,
especially with the bees.
Yeah, underbrush is just a part of something that happens.
Yep.
So if we could control that naturally without having to run a bush hog through there, it would be great. But we'll see.
We'll see. I see a lot of people asking about Ryan the Roaster and his love for playing practical jokes on Lester. I tell y'all, Ryan's sense of humor is very similar to Lester's, and he absolutely loves this back and forth with Lester. He does. He actually loves it. And yeah, I did see the Lester's video, and matter of fact, Ryan had actually modeled the wardrobe outfit before he sent it to Lester and sent it to me.
And you showed it to me, and I got quite a kick out of it.
Oh my gracious. Yeah, they're having it. I don't know what's going to come up next. I really don't.
We shall see.
We shall see. Goodness gracious. Oh wait.
Well, you got anything else today?
I don't really have anything else today. I hope to start. Starting the garden this week.
Good deal.
Starting the garden this week. We're gonna have. It's gonna be like 88 degrees one day this week.
Yeah, but then it's gonna drop back off. So
crazy.
That's how springtime in Alabama goes.
Huh.
Well, did you drink all your coffee?
I got one swallow left.
I drank all mine.
I got one swallow left.
And a reminder that we will not be live next Saturday because we will be at the Petals from the Past event. So if you're somebody that only watches on Saturday, this is a heads up for you that we won't be on here, and we will post it. But
we will post
just
it.
A heads up that
yep.
No Saturday live next Saturday because we'll be at the meet and greet. So if you're able and nearby, please come by and say hello.
And it's free, completely free.
Yeah, no.
And Petals would like for you to register, just so they can get a head count and make sure they got enough food and bathrooms. But I think they probably got an anticipation what it's going to be like now. But if you would like to register, you can just go to Petals website, and that's at petalsfromthepast.com. It's easy to find, and you can register there.
But we do plan to be back on Tuesday.
Come see us.
Tuesday afternoon.
Come see us.
I was thinking yesterday. So last year, we did our Tuesday afternoon lives outside.
It's been so windy this year.
Well, it has, and it hasn't been warm enough.
That's true too.
But I was thinking, I wonder if people would enjoy that for us to be back outside. I know I would.
Oh, I've seen it come up on my memories. And so yeah, I've been thinking the same thing. It's just the wind's been unbearable, and
but
this
we'll get
little
back.
mic here wouldn't. We wouldn't. And I don't want to make it so complicated where we got to have mics and.
Well, we did it last year without it.
I know. Yeah,
it's just got to get on up into the season. The springtime has those winds, but I was just thinking we could get back outside, and once the weather cooperates.
And the milk room or the barn too. We could do some in the barn too.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely.
All right.
That said, this is the name of the human version of it.
Huh. Okay.
Coban.
All right.
I wrote that down. A lot of people said that. Wrote that down. Well, I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday.
Yes, my cup is empty. I hope yours is too. And, I enjoyed it.
It was good.
I enjoyed it, as always. So y'all be good and have an excellent rest of your weekend. It's just getting started.